Hello students. In the last class, I started the next function of the ecosystem, that is energy flow. In energy flow, we clearly discussed about food chain and also food web. And also we came to understand the energy, it always transfers from one trophic level to another trophic level in form of food. So food is a very important constituent that transfer energy from one organism to another organism, or one trophic level to another trophic level. Now, in today's topic, I am going to explain about pyramids of ecosystem. What is the meaning of pyramids of ecosystem? We will see first. It is a graphical representation of different trophic levels and trophic structure in an ecosystem. That means, let us take one ecosystem. In that ecosystem, many organisms of many species are present. Now, in pyramids of ecosystem, we will arrange these organisms in various trophic levels. That means, first of all, producers, and then primary consumers, that means herbivores, and then secondary consumers, that means carnivores, and climax or top carnivores. Like that we will arrange, and we will start taking the parameters such as number, biomass, and energy, and according to these parameters we will arrange these organisms of various trophic levels, and that arrangement it is called as pyramids of ecosystem. Hope you understand. Very simple. Please try to understand what am I telling. Let us take one area. In that area, so many organisms are present of various species. Now, that various organisms of various species, based on the number, based on the biomass means living matter, this we already discussed in the previous lectures in ecology, and according to the energy. So based on these three parameters, if we are arranging the organisms into various trophic levels, then that only you are calling it as pyramids of ecosystem. Hope it is clear now. Whereas this concept of this pyramid making was first of all given by Charles Elton. That is the reason why we will call pyramids of ecosystem Eltonian pyramids or Elton's pyramids. So please don't get confused. Eltonian pyramid or Elton's pyramid, both are same, because this concept making of this pyramid organisms based on the number, biomass, and energy, we have to make a pyramid. That concept was first of all given by Charles Elton. Now, based on these three parameters, there are three types of pyramids, that is pyramids of number, pyramids of energy, and pyramids of biomass. Now let us take one after one. And students, those who understand yesterday's class, it becomes very easy topic for them. Pyramids of ecosystem is a very easy topic, those who understood the yesterday's lesson. Now let us take one after one. Yes. Uh, this is first one, that is pyramids of number. As I already told you, this is a graphical representation of number of various populations in different trophic levels. This is called as pyramids of number. That means, one more point I have to tell you. This pyramids of number is mostly upright. Very rarely it will be inverted. I'll tell you. This point you have to understand a little later. First, let me explain about what is pyramids of number, and then what is upright and what is inverted. That is another matter. We will definitely discuss it. Now, to explain this pyramids of number, I brought three examples. The first one is in a cropland. In a cropland, what will be there? Let us take, you are making some wheat crop. So this is a wheat crop. By depending upon this wheat crop, that means this is a producer. Now depending upon this wheat crop, there may be some grasshoppers, and based depending upon this grasshoppers, this frogs are there, and frogs are eaten by snakes, and snake will be eaten by hawk. Like that, this is the what I call food chain. Now let us take this food chain and try to construct the pyramids of number. Now please understand, let us take a crop ecosystem as an example. In that, how many wheat, let us take, you have taken 1 acre of land. In 1 acre of land, how many wheat plants you can accommodate? Let us take 10,000, just to be frank, more than 10,000, because 1 acre means it's a vast land, so obviously you can make more than that. But of course, example ke liye I'm telling, let us take 10,000 plants are there in 1 acre. So this is the number of the primary producers, and based on that, depending upon that, are eating on that, how many grasshoppers are there? Let us take 1,000. So 10,000 plants, but how many grasshoppers are there? Only 1,000. And how many frogs will be there? Frogs, maximum to maximum 100 will be there. And how many snakes will be there? Let us take 10. And only one hawk will be there, that too rarely. So you hope you understand what is the meaning of pyramids of number. So now we have taken one area, in that many organisms are there. Now if you are arranging them according to the trophic levels, according to the number, by taking a parameter as a number, then that is called as pyramids of number. I think you got a perfect clarity now. Now let us take one more example, then we will understand little more better. In a grassland ecosystem, let us take grassland ecosystem. Obviously it starts with grass. Now let us take grass. How many grass plants are there in an ecosystem? You try to imagine. So now when you compare with the grass plants, obviously grasshoppers are less. When you compare the number of grasshoppers, obviously lizards are less. When you compare these lizards, hawk will be rare, maybe one or two maximum to maximum, there will be two three hawks will be there. Now let us take grasses. Second example of same grassland ecosystem only. Now let us take how many grass plants are there, and you compare how many rabbits are there. Rarely, when during lockdown time. So because this is a lockdown time, rarely you can see the rabbits coming out. Even I have seen rabbits are coming out, because I am little near to the farm. So rabbits, that means how many grass plants, how many rabbits I have seen? Maximum I have seen two. But let us take 100. How many grass plants will be there? Thousands and thousands of grass plants. And out of the thousands and thousands of plants, you can say maximum 100 rabbits. And how many foxes you can see? Maximum 2 3. And how many lions you can be able to see? Maximum 1. And no, this area mein, there is no matter of this particular lions or tigers. So hope you got a complete picture of the pyramids of number. So you take one area, in that area so many number of populations are there, species are there. Now you arrange them in various trophic levels by taking the parameter as number. That only it is called as pyramids of number. Now let us take in a pond. So many phytoplanktons are there, but when you compare this number of phytoplanktons with zooplanktons, obviously the number will be less. Now you start comparing with the zooplanktons with fishes, and fishes number will be less. And if you take a fishes in a pond, and snakes are very very less. So you have to understand, you take one area, and in that count the number of species and arrange according to the number, and that only it is called as pyramids of number. And this is how you need to construct the pyramid. Now the first level is producer, and the second level is, that means trophic level. A second trophic level is herbivore, and the third trophic level is carnivore, and it is a climax or top carnivore. Now in this part, so this is a pyramid. In that I am trying to explain three examples. All these three examples I wanted to fit it in the same pyramid. That's why one half, this half I am making this pond ecosystem, whereas this half I am making cropland and also a grassland. Now let us take pond. See, this is phytoplanktons, they are more. See, did you notice it or not? This is more. Now when you go up, the number of zooplanktons are little less when you compare it to this phytoplanktons, and the number of small fishes are less than zooplanktons, and number of large fishes are obviously less than the small fishes. So this is how you need to construct a pyramid. Now, and students, please understand, because I did not get this many images, so I finally pasted this image. But when you are explaining cropland, grassland and pond ecosystem, please make three different types of pyramids. So don't exactly copy paste it. At least you, whether you understood or not, you check yourself. Please don't just copy paste it. So now let us take a cropland or grassland. So it started with grasses. Number of grass plants are vast when you compare with insects, and number of insects are very large when you compare with lizards, and obviously hawk will be maximum one or two. So this is how you need to construct a pyramid according to the number. As I already told, after 2 3 minutes I will explain what is this upright and inverted. So now, did you see this pyramid? And it is going, producers are more, and then herbivores, and herbivores are more than carnivores, and carnivores are more than top carnivores or climax carnivores. So it is going in an upright direction. Now I'll show you one thing. Now, so this is one more thing. See, let us take one what do you call a tree. In a tree, see, only one tree is there, so it is a producer. But number of birds are more. See, you can see one tree only there, but how many birds are present? So let us take at least 20 birds are present. So many pigeons they make nest, or so many other hummingbirds or whatever the birds they make the nest over there, and they live. But a tree is only one. See, only one tree, but based on so many based on this plant, there are so many birds which are living. So now in this case, what happens? The upright pyramid. So in this cropland, grassland and pond ecosystems, the pyramid it is going upright. But in this, you are toppling, that means you are reversing this particular what do you call pyramid. So that's why you will get inverted pyramid if you take a tree ecosystem. So in a tree ecosystem, the pyramid of the number is inverted or spindle shaped. See, it is a spindle shaped. Did you notice it or not? It is a spindle shaped, or it is inverted. It is inverted. So that's why it is called as a parasitic ecosystem also. So now let us take inverted tree. Only one will be there, and few birds are there, and is some parasites are there like lice and bugs. And whereas on that hyper parasites like so many microbes. So now when you take this case, it will be inverted. It will be inverted. Whereas spindle means, now let us take only one tree, and on that many herbivore birds are there. Now see, it is expanded, v shape ho gaya. But achanak kya hua, it again became narrow. It was making a spindle, because by eating these small birds, there will be maximum one carnivore bird will be there, or maximum two carnivore birds will be there. So it in case of the carnivore and herbivore birds, it will be spindle shaped, whereas in terms of this parasites, it will be inverted. Hope you understand what is inverted pyramid and also upright pyramid. So this is upright pyramid, that means it is going straight. Now if you reverse it, it will be inverted pyramid. And these are the examples. Now one important thing I need to take, pyramids of number show biotic potential. That means one area में how many number of organisms can be accommodated, and कितना amount of the food material it will be produced, and that is called as a biotic potential. So pyramids of the number, it obviously indicates the biotic potential of an ecosystem. Let us take what is first of all biotic potential. Number of organisms of any particular species increases during favorable conditions. So when conditions are good, and the number of the organisms obviously increase, because food material is available, good light is available, and good water is available. When all the conditions are favorable to the organism, this organism starts reproducing and increases their number enormously. And that increase in the number of an organism during favorable conditions, that only you are calling it as a biotic potential. Hope you got my point. Whereas any species, if it is going beyond the limit, it may lead to the competition to another species, and any one species obviously it will be harmed. Hope you remember I explained this in competition. The one who remember the competition, this point definitely they will understand. Let us take two species, they wanted to grow continuously. Then what happens, they have to share the common place and common food and common water. Am I correct or not? Now the one who is strong, they can be able to get more food, they can be able to get more water, and the species which is weak, It cannot be able to get proper food and proper water, then water and proper space also. So one species, it dominates other species, which results in the elimination or decrease in another species, and that is called as, if one species it is dominating or it is eliminating another species, then that is called as population explosion. Hope you understand what is biotic potential and population explosion, and what is the purpose of this pyramids of number. Purpose of the pyramids of number is showing biotic potential of an area, of an ecosystem, and this is called as pyramids of number. Hope you understand what is pyramids of number. And pyramids of number, again upright, so this is upright pyramids, and as I already clearly told, please draw these pyramids separately, as I did not get images separately. That's why I brought single or common pyramid to explain all the three examples, but you please don't do that. And hope you understand what is the inverted pyramid also. These are inverted pyramids, and hope you understood what is spindle pyramid also. So with this I am completing pyramids of number. Now hope you remember, pyramids are of three types: pyramids of number, pyramids of energy, and also pyramids of biomass. Till now we explained about pyramids of number. Let us take one more pyramid. Yes, this is one more pyramid. This is second type of pyramid, that is pyramid of biomass. And what is the meaning of biomass? Living matter. So how much of living matter that is present in an ecosystem, that is called as pyramid of biomass. The graphical representation of the living matter, that means biomass of various populations that are present in the what a given area, in form of different trophic levels, and that is called as pyramids of biomass, where pyramids of biomass is always upright in forest, that means terrestrial, in and also grassland. Let us take, this is a terrestrial ecosystem. It may be a grassland or it may be a forest, whatever it may be. Now the number of grasses are more, so the living matter of the grasses is obviously more. When you compare with the living matter of the grasses in a terrestrial ecosystem, obviously insects are very less, so their biomass is also less. And obviously when you compare the biomass and what do you call a number of insects, the lizard number will be less, so biomass is also less. And you compare the number of lizards with hawk, so the hawk what do you call number is very less, so their biomass is also less. Hope you understand. So this is a upright pyramid of biomass. But pyramid of biomass, it has inverted form also. Till now we explained about upright. Now I am explaining about inverted. This is a pyramid of biomass in an ecosystem, sorry, aquatic system. It is inverted. See, now let us take these. This is a pyramid, inverted pyramid of biomass. Now let us take phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons are vast in number, huge in number, thousand, to be frank, millions in number. But still, you take 1 million of phytoplanktons. Now you compare 1 million of phytoplanktons with 1 million of zooplanktons, but still their biomass is a little more because their bodies are covered with some chitin. Now their bodies are covered with some cellulose. That's why their number may be great. Phytoplankton number is great. Obviously, if you take the same example in terms of the number, phytoplankton number is great, then it becomes like this. That means upright. But I am talking about biomass. Please try to understand what am I trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you this is the pyramid of biomass, but not number. Obviously, if you take the same example with the number, obviously phytoplankton in their number it is great, and zooplankton in their number it is great. Now small fishes, they are less to zooplanktons, whereas large fishes are less to small fishes. So it becomes like an upright like this. So please understand, this is upright. But in this given example, I'm explaining about the biomass. The biomass of the phytoplanktons are less than zooplanktons, and the biomass of zooplanktons is less than the small fishes, and the biomass of small fishes are obviously less than large fishes. Let us take, these are producers. Let us take zoo and phytoplanktons. Their biomass, you take 10 millions of zooplanktons or phytoplanktons. Now you compare with just let us take 100 cases of these small fishes, and obviously the biomass of the small fish is only great. Now you take 1 million of a small fishes and you compare with small blue whale with a small, I'm really sorry, I did a mistake, with a blue whale. And obviously the blue whale, it will be so big, so much big. So when you compare with the biomass of a shark or a blue whale, obviously you take 10 million of small fishes also, it will be less. Hope you understand. That means you take the aquatic ecosystem, the pyramid of biomass, it will be inverted. Whereas if you take the terrestrial, the pyramid of the biomass, it is upright. Hope you got clarity. Now let us take the last pyramid. Hope you remember, pyramids are of three types. The first one is pyramids of number, the second one is pyramid of biomass. Now we are taking the last pyramid, that is pyramid of energy. Same, copy paste the same definition. The graphical representation of energy of different trophic levels is called as pyramid of energy. And one very important point I'm telling you, you 100% need to remember this. See, you take pyramid of number. Pyramid of number में you can see upright pyramid and also inverted pyramid. This is point number one. Now you take pyramid of biomass, it is also having upright and also inverted, point number two. But in energy, always the pyramids are upright. You never ever can be able to see the pyramid of energy is inverted. This is a most important key point you need to understand. Never you can be able to see pyramid of energy inverted. Always pyramid of energy, it will be upright. Hope you remember the logic behind it. Yesterday's class also I told food chain. When the producer, it is producing some food material, same example I'm taking, 10 grams of glucose, but when it is going to another trophic level, some amount of food material, it will be decreased, because when the plant it is producing the food, it utilizes some amount of the food for its energy production. So gpp minus r. Now the food which is stored out of this 100% is only 5 grams. That means it is npp. Now any other organism it is eating that plant, it cannot be able to eat gpp, it can be able to eat only npp. You got the logic? Hope you understood what is the logic. That means when the food it is going from one trophic level to another trophic level, you can see some energy is lost in terms of heat or in terms of respiration or in terms of metabolic activities. That is the reason why the pyramid of energy is always upright or erect only. It never be inverted. Very important point that you need to understand. Now, to explain this, there is one scientist. His name is Lindman. So this Lindman has given 10 percentage law. What is the meaning of 10 percentage law? See, let us. I've taken this example. Then I'll explain what is Lindman's law. This, let us take this is a primary producer, that means plants they produced 100% as a food, but 90% it utilized it for its respiration. Now when it is going to the what you call, herbivore, that means primary consumer, only 10% it will be transferred. From here it goes to upper, that means a tiger or a lion. Now it goes only 1%, that means only 10% is 100% may what is the 10% is a 10, and 10% may what is the 10% 1, and 1 may what is the 10% is 0.1. That means when the energy it is flowing from one trophic level to another trophic level, only 10% it will be received by the other trophic levels, and that is called as 10 percentage law of Lindman. Let us take one example more. Now let us take, these are all plants. When these plants are eaten by these mice and all these things, now let us take here 20,000 kilocalories, but when it is going only 10%, 2000. Now when it is going to upper, only 200. When it is going to still more upper, 20. When it is still more up, then only 2 calories. That means only 10 percentage of the energy it will be taken from one trophic level to another trophic level. This is called as a 10 percentage law. See, same image, but in this image you will get a perfect clarity of Lindman's rule. That is the reason why pyramids of energy is always upright. Please understand this concept. Now let us take a brief summary of today's lecture. Pyramids of ecosystem. Pyramids of ecosystem concept was given by whom? Hope you remember who gave this. It is given by Charles Elton. That's why it is called as Eltonian pyramid or Elton's pyramid. Such pyramids are of three types. The first one is pyramids of number, pyramids of energy, and pyramids of biomass. Now, pyramids of number, it will be upright and also inverted, whereas pyramid of energy, as it strictly follow 10 percentage law of Lindman, it is always upright. Whereas pyramids of the biomass, again upright and inverted. Whereas these are the examples of these respective pyramids. Hope you understand today's class, but I will conclude today's class by taking the limitations of the ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramids are very successful pyramids concept given by this what I call Elton, but it is having its own drawbacks or it is having its own limitations. What are they? If you take some species, they both comes under herbivore and also carnivore. For example, let us take insectivorous plants. Now you tell me, insectivorous plant, if you take any pyramid, whatever the pyramid you take, let us take this pyramid, where you place it, under grasses you put, under what I call, that means producers you will put, or under carnivores, where you will put, because insectivorous or I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute time. Yes. Yes. Now, let us take insectivores. They are autotrophs because they can be able to prepare their own food material. Only for the nitrogen, they are eating the insects also. Now, it comes under both the what I call trophic levels. So, it is a controversial thing. That means you can't be able to place or give a position to this insectivorous plants in an ecological pyramid. This is one of the major drawback. Whereas mostly in ecological pyramids, so far I explained so many examples, you can imagine or you can fit only the food chains, but you can't be able to assemble food webs in that, because food web may, it's like a total number of what I call organisms which are connected to each other in terms of what energy, that means food. Obviously energy, it comes by food only. So accommodating or fitting a food web, it is impossible. Then you never get a perfect ecological pyramid. So ecological pyramid may, you can be able to fit only food chains but not food web, because food web is a complex interlinking between various organisms. That too, food web may, you can be able to see so many alternative what I call food sources. Yesterday I told, that's why I told yesterday, who understood the yesterday's class, and definitely they will understand the ecological pyramids. Now the next one is, there is no place for the saprophytes and decomposers, because they eat dead and decaying organic matter. That is the reason why you can't be able to fit this decomposers and microbes or detrivores into this ecological pyramid. So these are the three drawbacks of ecological pyramid. Students, hope you understand. If you don't understand any single point, even single word also, you please message me, or you can WhatsApp me, and I will clarify your doubts. Thank you so much, and we'll meet with the last class of ecology. Sorry, I'm really sorry, ecosystem. That means tomorrow is the last class for ecosystem, and day after tomorrow we are meeting with another lesson, that is biodiversity. As I already told you, remaining all the three chapters, ecology has 4 chapters. Out of 4 chapters, only organisms and population is the biggest chapter. 17 video lectures I have taken on that, but I'm going to complete this ecosystem tomorrow. That means only 6 video lectures I completed. Even biodiversity maximum 7 to 8, and even what I call the next topic, that means the last topic of ecology is environmental issues. In environmental issues also, maximum to maximum 8 videos I'll complete. So tomorrow is my last lecture of ecosystem. Hope you understand. Thank you so much.